Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my best and worst fashion purchases of 2023. I've added in another category for today's video, which are rediscoveries. These are pieces that have been in my wardrobe for sometimes up to 5 years, but I've just really rediscovered them and fell back in love with them in my wardrobe this year. I'm all layered up today with tons of beautiful jewelry from Mejuri, and they're about to open up their biggest sale of the year to everyone, and I will be sharing with you some of my favorite pieces from them in today's video. We'll start off today with rediscoveries because it's just a couple of pieces, and then we'll go into the best and then the worst. One of my rediscoveries this year has been my Chloe handbags. I've never completely stopped using these, but I feel like in the last few years there has been a bit of a drop off, and then this year I've been wearing them a lot again. They just add this really effortless bohemian styling to any simple outfit, and these are definitely bags that kind of make an outfit and bring so much detail as opposed to some of my more simple, sleek handbags. I've done so many reviews of these bags over the years, so I'll link to some down below. But basically, all these years later, I think they're still holding up really well. And other than a few small marks, I feel like they look as good as new. In the past few weeks especially, I've been really liking this Daryl bag, and they do a similar one now. I think it's called like the Maid, and it's in this round shape that can be worn crossbody or shoulder as well. I actually got this bag Black Friday. I think it would have been about 3 years back, and it's definitely the time I would buy Chloe because it's one of those brands that do go on sale. So I'll link to a few that I've seen down below. One of the pieces that was all the rage, I would say a couple years back, is the Isabel Marant Lease belt. So it's a belt that basically knots in a really unique way, and I feel like there has definitely been a drop off in how popular this belt is now. I felt that drop off as well because I just kind of forgot about it for a while, and then I pulled it out again this year, and I've just loved styling it in a lot of my outfits. I do really love this belt because there's no hardware, so I can pair with silver, I can pair with gold. There's a lot of flexibility because there's no metal to work with. It's also not a logo belt, so the shape is really unique, but it's still very understated in that sense. With a belt, I honestly expect to keep it for years and years to come. There's not really been any wear and tear, which is kind of what I expect because it's only been a couple of years and I don't wear it every day. Let's move on to best purchases. I've always worn and loved Uniqlo pieces, but this year I tried a lot more of their styles just when I was filming those Uniqlo review videos. When I do these reviews, sometimes things are good, but they will still get forgotten because they're not necessarily memorable. Whereas quite a few of my Uniqlo pieces have actually just been on rotation since I made my Uniqlo video earlier this year. Let's start with these wide leg pleated trousers. In my wardrobe, I find that I can sometimes go through 2 or 3 pairs of cream trousers in a week because I wear these a lot of the time, and they do get dirty because they're such a light color. These are very wrinkle resistant. I feel like they're very durable, easy to care for, easy to wash. The price is good. Definitely feel like these were one of my best purchases of the year. One of the best things from Uniqlo are these bra tank tops. I truly feel like in my wardrobe there is nothing easier than wearing these pieces. The bras included, I don't have to worry about my bra strap showing. I would even say if you live in a very mild autumn, I will probably layer with these as well. But the reason these work so well, as you can tell, is that they are functional and they're easy. They're grab and go pieces that still look really nice. And I think the functionality is often better than other things I have in this category. Let's talk a bit about some of the jewelry pieces that I'm wearing today from Mejuri. Mejuri is doing 20% off, which is their biggest sale of the year, when you spend over 150 USD or 150 AUD. It's the last chance to get early access to the sales by becoming a Mejuri member. If you're looking to update your jewelry staples, I want to share with you a little edit of pieces that I really love right now from Mejuri. One of my jewelry staples are a big pair of gold hoops. These ones here are very chunky, and I love that rounded shape of them. I do, and I would wear these earrings as more of an everyday pair because I love a statement piece, but you can of course also wear these for occasions as we get into that festive season. With these chunkier gold hoops, what I find is that a lot of traditional jewelry stores won't go as chunky as I want them to, and then on the other side, I see a lot of costume jewelry like this, but it won't have the same longevity and quality as this earring. I've recently gotten an extra piercing on my left ear, so right next to the big earring, I'm wearing these pave diamond U hoops, and right next to that, I've got on this very dainty pearl stud. One of my favorite necklaces right now is this heart necklace. It's got all these floating hearts on the chain, and it comes in sterling silver as well as gold vermeil. I love that this one is a 14 to 16 inch. Right now, I've got it on the longer setting, so you can see how that lays. I love a little initial moment. So we've got a dainty little H. This one is 14 karat gold. We've got a very fine chain with the letter H floating on it. This is a really beautiful chain that I've had from Mejuri for a few years now. And on that, I've got this very pretty pendant and it's a quartz stone. The Mejuri sale opens up to everyone on the 20th and it'll run to the 27th. But if there is anything you have your eyes on, do go check it out before anything sells out. I will link the sale down below and I'll also link any pieces that I've shown in today's video if there is something that has caught your eye. When we're talking best purchases, a lot of my purchases I feel like every year is from Sezane. When I looked at everything, the pieces that stood out to me, I think are kind of obvious. This is by far my most worn pieces in 2023, and I only had this in the second half of the year. I have the Sammy sweater and then the nail skirt. This one is in navy, but it also comes in black and all these different colors. I like that this is very petite friendly. It's a cotton merino blend, so I always find that putting this on my bare skin is really comfortable. And you know what? That's probably one of the reasons why I can wear this through a lot of the year. It's cotton merino, so not too thick and heavy, especially in those transitional seasons. I now have this set in brown, and I also think that one is stunning because it comes with a cardigan as opposed to the sweater to match the same skirt. The other Sezane highlight for me is this dress. And again, this one is very long, but it fits well for petites. This fabric is predominantly merino cotton. It does have like 10% of like a filler, but I find this fabric so incredibly comfortable. It's stretchy, both in fit and comfort and style. I feel like this dress is one of the standout pieces from Sezane that I've tried this year. There are tons of things in my wardrobe that are very good, but sometimes they're forgettable because it doesn't stand out. I remember putting this on and I just knew immediately it was perfect in fit, fabric, and everything. 2023, I've been getting more into these cropped tweed jackets. If you're more petite, you find a lot of jackets too long. I find that this jacket fits really well, both on the sleeve and then on the body as well. So anytime I'm looking for a jacket and I don't want to go oversized with a blazer, I would reach for this. This jacket also makes me feel very put together with the structured shape, the gold buttons, and the fact that it just fits me really well, looks very tailored, I think definitely also helps. Some in my wardrobe that I feel like stays very consistent are my Levi ribcage jeans. I'm so happy with those jeans that I don't really branch out and try things unless something feels really special. So one of the jeans that did tempt me and I did try and I did like are these Everlane way high sailor jeans. So these are a very different shape to those ribcage. Those are straight leg, this is more of a wide leg jean. This jean just reminded me that I do miss sometimes having that ultra high rise jean that Everlane do a lot of. It's nice to get that extra help in elongating the legs. The comfort factor is pretty good. It doesn't feel too thick and rigid. It's got a little bit of stretch without it being like a stretchy jean. Remember I was saying I go through cream pants a lot? Well, I've got another pair here. These are the way high drape pants. These are made from a tencel cotton material. And I think that they have a really nice drape and look to them, which is a little bit more fluid compared to my Uniqlo ones I showed earlier. These are softer looking, whereas the Uniqlo one is more structured. Having put this in the wash many times, this tencel cotton material is holding up quite well. It definitely needs a good press right now because it's just come out of the wash, but the material is holding up well. I'm not seeing any like shrinking or puckering of the seams. And so far, I think the quality of these is really nice. The only thing I find annoying about these is that there are two lengths. I ordered the shorter one and still too long, so I had to get them adjusted. But other than that, they're really good pants. I do recommend these if you're looking for just good trousers to wear for every day. A few of these pieces I'm wearing are from Petite Studios here. So these are also in the Black Friday sale right now, where they're doing a 30% off discount. When I look at what I purchased this year, shoes actually make up quite a big chunk. This is a pair of shoes I've had on my wish list for many years. I have finally purchased the Carell Mary Janes. I think these are called the Kina shoes, and I got them in this really dark red or Bordeaux colorway. So these have the 3 straps, and because of this, sometimes I don't show it in my videos as often just because it's a lot to do, but these are shoes I love wearing, and everything from the shape of them to the color, I've loved this year. They do half sizes, so I got this in a 37.5, my true size, and it fits absolutely perfectly. So just go with your usual size and you should be good. In terms of shoe care, I usually try to get a rubber sole put onto my leather sole shoes. This is just to protect the sole and make them last a bit longer. And then it's also a little bit less slippy, I find, with the rubber sole versus the leather. I did purchase my pair on sale earlier this year. These shoes are definitely very expensive, I think. I'm not gonna say they're worth it. I'm sure you can find dupes, but I do love the style and the color of these specific pair. I'm sure one of the websites will do a pretty good sale on these during Black Friday, so I'll try to find it and put it down below. I've been showing a lot of shoes over the last year from Bad Footwear, and both pairs of shoes I had from them have become instant, like everyday shoes. I don't want to talk too much about these boots because I've spoken about them so many times already. These boots are pointed, but they're very comfy, they're very wide, and I've worn these traveling, walking. They're just so comfortable while being very chic. A purchase I made kind of halfway in the year are these fisherman sandals. These are a really dark brown color. They've got these slightly thinner braided straps on them, and I just feel like these are a really good, daintier shoe compared to my often chunky styles. These are also really comfortable. The first weekend I had them, I wore them to Melbourne and I walked day to night and not a single blister. I did purchase both pairs myself, just in store, and I do believe they will run something for Black Friday too. And then the final pair of shoes are my Tod's loafers. I really like Tod's loafers. I think that Tod's makes really comfortable shoes, especially if you have wider feet. I find their shoes run fairly wide. At least that's my experience with both the black ones I have as well as a pair of brown ones. These are shoes where the sole actually feels quite supportive, so I can walk in them quite a lot. And they're also a chunkier shoe where I don't have to worry about damaging them. I feel like they will hold up really well. Especially when wearing simple looks, I love having the gold accent on these shoes, and I love the chunkier shape as well. The reason why I feel like I haven't worn sneakers as much this year is because all the shoes that I'm showing today, they're actually comfortable. They're not shoes that will give me blisters. They're shoes I can walk around in all day and genuinely feel pretty comfortable in them. Shoes have definitely been the thing that I feel like has transformed a lot of my outfits from being maybe a little bit awkward from, you know, pants or skirt to shoe, to feeling like it's a lot more sleek and natural in how things flow. The good news this year is that there aren't that many like dreadful, awful purchases. I feel like, you know, I can't make those every year, but there are definitely just a couple of things where I probably didn't need it. And I feel like if you snuck into my wardrobe and you took them away, there's a chance I wouldn't notice for 3 months. So that's kind of like the bar for a bad purchase. If you take it away and I don't know, it clearly means I didn't need it to begin with. Anderson is a brand that makes really good belts. I would say a lot of my belts are actually from them, whether we're talking about this brown one or a taupe one or a black one. But the thing about this belt is that I very rarely reach for it. I find that there is always another belt that I prefer. And as I'm talking about this, I actually think this might have been from 2 years ago. The issue I have with this belt is that I think that I don't really like the color. This shade for me in this pebble leather just is not a shade that I absolutely love, and it makes a lot of sense because I also don't have shoes and bags in this color either. I'm not much of a tan or light brown person. I usually will go for my deeper leathers or my black as opposed to brown. So sometimes in my wardrobe, I found it a little bit hard to style this belt. I do believe in mixing leathers, mixing metals, but the thing is usually I kind of prefer black to this, or I prefer another color to this. So I haven't reached for it as often. I'm gonna find some styling inspo on Pinterest to get me started, but I would love to hear from you. How do you style your lighter leathers? Let me know. I think I really didn't need this bag. This is a good bag. It's a Demelier straw bag, and it's got these really beautiful like leather accents on the bag. I think I've worn this like 8-9 times since I got it earlier in the year. And in my defense, we've not really had a summer yet. We're heading into summer now, so this is a season where I'm really gonna get the most use from this bag. This is a purchase where there's really nothing wrong at all with the bag. It's actually really lovely. I got this bag to use kind of year-round, either for the markets or for holidays. And I truly feel like for holidays, this is such a big bag to carry with me. I will be using this bag this summer, getting tons of wear from it, I'm sure, whether that be markets or beach or day trips, but I probably just didn't need to make the purchase at all. And you know what? This is a milder worst purchases video, because lots of things are like this. They're nice, they just weren't essential. I do have one very bad purchase, and this is just quite terrible in quality. At the very end of last year, I purchased this dress from Reformation in one of their sales. I think this dress is stunning on. It does look very nice. But the problem I have with this dress is that I hand washed it and it's still shrunk. And there is a way, if you have shrunk clothing, to fix it. I can't remember what I did, but I think conditioner was involved and I soaked it and I then like blocked it. So I basically stretched it out a little bit and pinned it into shape. So I was able to like reverse the shrinking a little bit and it fits. There is no way I am going to take this to the dry cleaner after every wear. I think that's just too much. So I don't think I will ever be buying another viscose rayon kind of dress from Reformation. I would recommend everyone to stay away from these because when it shrunk, I googled what to do and it turns out a lot of people have had this experience. That's a big no, and I would definitely not recommend it. Reformation linen dresses, silk dresses, I have those in my wardrobe and they're actually really stunning in quality. But this one, absolutely no. I think that even though I got it back to a size it would fit, it doesn't fit well, and the material is just like very papery and stiff, and it's not very nice at all. The final worst purchase I'm talking about is also from the year before, but it was like right at the very end of 2022. So I'm talking about the Bottega Veneta cassette bag. I had it in black in the paper leather, and it had the logo on the strap. This is one of the bags that I feel like went into my wardrobe and left my wardrobe really quickly, which is not at all ideal. This bag was not as considered as my usual handbags. I kind of knew I wanted either this one or the Jody, but I didn't know what color and I couldn't decide, so I ended up with black, which is so unlike me. All my bags I use often tend to be a brighter color, or they tend to be just a color as opposed to black. So I don't know what I was thinking there. I also feel like this paper leather, it's cool, but it's not luxurious, and it's definitely not luxurious enough to compare with the price tag. The biggest issue I have is just the fact that I think style-wise, it doesn't really suit me. It's quite like a rectangular bag. It's got this very angular triangle. It's a little bit cool and like more street style. Maybe like a little bit edgy with like the silver and the black crinkled leather. I just feel like it kind of stuck out and didn't blend into the outfits I was wearing. I think had I gotten this bag in a pop of color, in a color that was a bit more fun, I think I would have worn it a lot more. But for this color choice I made, I just don't think it was right for me at all. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If there is a sale for any of these pieces, I will have them all linked down below so you can check them out, as I've tried to find the best sale for each item below. If any of the pieces I'm wearing today from Mejuri catches your eye, I will link to the sale down below, as well as all the pieces that I'm wearing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting today's video. I'll see you next one. My next video will be a bag review video, so that's coming up in a few days. Bye.